Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, you guys know what day it is. It is that Monday, and it is the day of the slime, the best protagonist of 2018 somehow. You know how it is. Rimuru in the house. What it do? Um, we are in a state in this show now where we are in a whole new arc practically. Um, we were pretty sure that this could happen. Well, I was pretty sure that this could happen at any time because the opener and the ending song are like kind of, show us a lot of characters that have already been dealt with in a sense. Like, for instance, in the first opening song, there was characters in there we still haven't met. So those are the types of things that these songs kind of gave us a clue about, and because of that, I can honestly see um, these kids being more of a priority because they just bring that much more to the table for Rimuru as a character in the sense of character development, um, a little bit of extra chaos, and not to mention it builds upon the world and the story just that much more by having this encounter in general. So, what we get from this week's episode is a lot of information about summons and just how negative they can be, pretty much. Because at the first point, I mean, we did learn that they were negative in the sense of they have their, souls engraved into, so they can't disobey their summoners. So at the same time, when we knew about Leon and the demon or whatever, and trying to figure out why Ifrit was inside of her and all this stuff, even if she wanted to, she couldn't go against that demon lord that summoned her, simply because that's just how, they usually do things with the summoners in general. They have a way to make them cater to their every whim. So it didn't matter regardless of what happened in that case. But what we see with these other kids is they're pretty free, and I'm pretty sure they don't have something as powerful as an Ifrit inside of them. So, I mean, unless they do, which would be kind of crazy, because as they were saying, summons are usually gifted new bodies, and that body is then manifested with a whole bunch of magic to make them a lot stronger. So instead of training in this world, people in this world like to just summon people because they're much, much stronger. Well, I guess I can't say all people. It's more of the nations, the people who have the resources to be able to do something like this. So instead of having their nation getting stronger and having them working in, to get better and to get better techniques for themselves, they're just like, let's just summon some people and get this over with. They'll be strong enough to take care of us and our families in generations to come. Because, as we know, Rim has literally been in this world for 2 years now. He stated that it's been a whole nother year has passed. And, he hasn't seemingly aged. No one in his squad has seemingly aged, you know. So it's not like a year or two for monsters that we have on our squad. It's like a dramatic difference than a year or two for humans when that happens. So we are definitely progressing, and it makes a lot of sense that Rimuru would go out sooner or later from the village, get out of his safety zone, because we weren't progressing the story that much anymore. And the one time that we did, it was handled within a matter of moments, and after it was handled, we honestly didn't have any more to deal with in the case of um, the calamity sized threat got taken care of. The demon lord that came through got taken care of. All these things were happening all in Rimuru's town, and now that he's outside of the town, he doesn't have nearly as much say in this place as he would at home. And the one really cool thing about all this is the Grand Master seemed like someone that's pretty cool and easy to get along with for Rim. So it just goes to show you that he's going to be making these probably connections relatively sooner than later when it comes down to probably having more people on his side than we already do. Um, but the Grand Master himself is someone that's from. He's just like everybody else. He seemingly is a summon, and as a summon, you know, there's only so much he can do because it's engraved on his soul to do, you know, what his summoners told him or planned him to do, which, if he has done it all, I might explain why he's so much more free to be in this capital. Well, actually, no, I take that back. I want to know who and why the Grand Summoner knows so much about certain things. Was it because of the girl that Rim eats that he knew about all these mangas and all these stuff, or was it because he was from Japan and somehow he just became a Grand Master over time? Because it seems like a Grand Master would be someone that would be capable of summoning and not the summoner. Or he should be, you know what I mean. He should have been the one that summons people and not been someone that's been summoned if he's the Grand Master of all this stuff. And the only reason why I say that is because it seems like those types of people can't grow to that type of occasion if they are supposed to just be pawns in the grand scheme of things. Unless his summoners all passed away and he outlives them, and then he works hard to become a grandmaster, and everybody kind of forgets he was a summon or something. I don't know. I really like his character because as soon as he comes in on Rim, he's like, "Oh, you're in my room and you got the mass of like one of my old friends? Alright, bruh. Hold these leg," and just throws a Sanji kick at this man and wrecks every single thing in his own freaking office like it didn't matter anyway. It was worth throwing this kick, and Rimuru, of course, counters it with his own kick. Man, it was so dope. Of course, that was the only little bit of action, so they made sure to make it look phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. It was definitely caught me off guard with him just straight up pushing in as fast as he could, and not to mention how fast he did it, and seemingly how effortlessly Rimuru reacted to it and held his own by just saying a line that might have saved a lot of time and a lot of battling. But yeah, when I see stuff like this in these episodes, it makes me really wonder where the show can even stop, because it feels like even a character like this that just we wake up, or you know, he has a dream and really it's more of a regret of someone that he's eaten, and so by feeling that regret and feeling that you know, overall he was crying to see, you know, these kids and wanting to do something for them. So I mean, necessarily it probably wasn't him and it was the girl, and because she's inside of him, the tears naturally just flowed out. But it was a very beautiful moment nonetheless, because it just tells you that regardless of all the things that he's continued to do, he's still listening to the inside and still trying to make whoever he's taken in comfortable, seemingly because they can watch, or maybe they can feel the presence of certain things happening. I'm not sure, but the only reason why I say that they can watch or they feel presence is because our main man has finally shown his face since like 10 episodes plus or something, the dragon, and I honestly don't know why he does it. He gets Rimuru finally announces himself in front of the class. The classmate, one of them, or the attack him with a fire sword, trying to like burn the crap out of our precious Rimuru. And of course, if he used that fire attack, it would have did no damage because he has Ifrit, and you know how that go. But he still dodges it nonetheless, just probably from force of habit of being in danger, and so dodges. And after he dodges and looks at the kids and kind of listens into their conversation and stuff, all of a sudden Veora just shows up. You know, he just like he didn't show up like, "Hi, I am a dragon." He pretty much shows up in the sense of he gives his presence, he gives his announcement inside of Rimuru, pretty much saying like, I am paying the utmost attention for some reason, or something along those lines, weirdly enough. And um, if this is a case where they're showing him because they're gonna like give us his story of what he's been seeing and how he experiences it through Rimuru, oh my god, that would be amazing. But for overall, what it seems like he's just doing is maybe he's growing a little bit stronger, or maybe even because of these kids being the exact same type of summons, or having somewhat a connection to the person he's already eaten, maybe this story is more interesting to him than it is other stories that have been popping off, because now Rimuru's in a position where he is fulfilling something that he's been told that if he could help, he would, and now here he is doing it. So maybe he wants to see just what it looks like to help someone out of pure kindness and out of keeping a promise for one's friend and stuff like that. So very interested to see what he has to say, if he has to say anything at all about this. Not to mention the students seem relatively good, in the sense of you could probably build them up to be something amazing. And imagine all of these kids growing the same age as their teacher, or not like the exact same age, but at least like getting to her height, getting to her prowess of just being able to wield the power that has been put inside of them. Because the whole thing of this episode, and the whole reason why I guess the girl probably feels regret inside of Rimuru, is because she knows the struggle that all these kids are going to deal with the supposed 5 years or 4 years of waiting until all of a sudden the mass of magic inside of them that they can't possess, or that they can't fully keep inside of their body because it's too much, is about to expand and actually take them out, So because of this, that's probably the huge regret that she has. She was probably trying to either lighten the load on them, in the sense of hanging out with them, giving them good moments to remember before passing away. And I don't think she ever had in her mind that she could just honestly save these kids full-heartedly if she never knew how to kind of expand on their open range of magic, for instance. So if they can't hold all of the abilities that are coming with the becoming a summon, it only goes to show me that that's either what she was trying to help them achieve, because was a summon too, and she was older. No, she was a little kid. Like, okay, so that's where I'm kind of confused now. The girl that we eat, I always say her name wrong, so I apologize for not saying her name, but the girl that we ate and became this form, she was young, if not younger than these kids, and she had someone like Ifrit put inside of her. So if that isn't a ridiculous amount of magic being put inside of a child that supposedly shouldn't be able to handle it, she should have died a long time ago. But it feels like now that we're going back over to these kids, they have a worse living case scenario than her. Like, they're just beyond weaker than she was as a kid for some reason. And not to mention, they are, 9. I think the oldest was like 10. Like, they're all either 10 or younger. So it's like, man, bro, like, how did our main girl live with Ifrit inside of her for so long? And if that's the case, is that what she was trying to teach them? If not, pray that it also happens to them, that they actually figure out a way to contain all the power instead of passing away. I don't know. I'm really interested in seeing what's going on with this. Not to mention, I have a really good friend that has been talking me up and keeping me posted up on all the stuff that I have questions about. He'll probably be in the comments down below, so if you want to check out what we're talking about in this week's episode, be free to do so. But from what he tells me and from what I can understand, this is leading into something amazing, amazing. So um, I really hope that these kids aren't going to suffer and like pass away, and Rimuru has to experience another passing of like the history of the person that he really wanted to be friends with and stuff like that, and the person he wanted to be, or not he wanted to be, but he was told he was destined to be with, and she's already passed away, and now he's pretty much taking care of the kids that she's left him. And it would suck to see them pass away if that was the case, which I don't think the show's that dark to kill off all these kids. I could see maybe one of them being possessed by power or something, and Rimuru trying to absorb that power out of them or something, but straight up killing these kids, that would be messed up. But yeah, we're going to see where this goes. Rimuru has definitely got some interesting things popping off inside of him, and we got some content to see, but it is episode 20 out of 24, I believe, right now, so we're coming close to that end game. So make sure you guys are talking up this anime. Make sure you guys are on Twitter just throwing up some likes and all that different stuff towards Slime, because we need all of the support we can get to make sure we get the fastest season 2 ever for this show. And not to mention, if it is fast and it comes out relatively quick, it might not be the same amount of episodes, but as long as we're getting the show relatively quick again, and they have some of the good graphics that they do and amazing fights and stuff looking well, then there shouldn't be really a problem, in my opinion. So praying we get a season 2 really quick, but before that happens, your boy the Anime G will be here telling you guys about every single episode, so make sure you guys are subscribed. Drop a like if you guys do enjoy, it's greatly appreciated. But thank you all to the subs. Thank you everybody who's been OGs here and just been posted up with your boys. It's been an amazing ride, and I can't wait for more, guys. So with that, I will talk to you in the next one. Have a good one, and Mob Psycho is coming soon, so peace.